Hi everybody, it's Dee here with Paps and Power Socks. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, I am Dee and I am a cervical cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in December of 2018 and treated with a radical hysterectomy, pelvic lymphodectomy, including ovaries in January of 2019, and just celebrated on March 11th my 2-year all clear anniversary. So really exciting. If you've seen any of my other videos, in the past I kind of took this on as a bit of a passion project to help, I don't know, it was a bit of a therapy for me, I think. You know, just trying to get the word out about cervical cancer and the importance of PAPs and just really trying to get some information out there. I found it really hard when I was first diagnosed, especially as an early stage cervical cancer patient. I was staged at stage 1A2. I found it really hard to get information about treatment and AIS and LEAP procedures and stuff like that. I mean, it's there, but it's harder to get, and the community is not as vocal as more later stage patients, and so I found it really hard to connect, and so I really struggled with where I fit in the cancer world because I was diagnosed as early stage cervical cancer, and it was very lucky to have it caught really early. I didn't need chemo or radiation, and I found it kind of hard to find other women who had radical hysterectomies and who were dealing with some of the things that I was dealing with, like nerve pain and scar tissue after surgery. And I was really lucky that I didn't have to go through chemo and radiation, but I also found it a pretty small community to try and find. So that's why I kind of started this YouTube channel, and I didn't really know what to do with it after I kind of started back to work, and you know, I originally started this as kind of to track my return to wellness, if you will. And then COVID hit right as I returned back to work last year, and yeah, it's just been a bit of a whirlwind. So I haven't posted any videos in a really long time. So if you're checking this out, thank you. Because I was just looking on my YouTube channel the other day, just checking some stats for some other stuff, and I was kind of blown away that so many people have watched the videos that I made, and really I thought they were just kind of sitting there in a vault, like my therapy, just kind of locked up on the internet. But people are actually watching them, which is crazy. And I hope you guys have found them really helpful. And that's what inspired me to come back on here today and to do another video and to kind of restart up this kind of passion project of mine. But I'll be honest, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to really focus on what I'm doing to find wellness again, and not focus quite so much on the cancer side of things. Mentally, I've had to kind of change my headspace a little bit on that, and just I really have to focus for myself on wellness and returning to wellness, and not trying to dwell on the past and let it stress me out. So where am I 2 years later? Where am I? Well, I am still sometimes dealing with a little bit of pain left over from the surgery. There seems to be, you know, still dealing with lots of scar tissue and some unhappy nerves in my abdomen, but not nearly as bad as it used to be. In fact, I would pretty much say that I am for the most part, pain-free. There's just some rare instances where, you know, my belly gets a bit sore if I do too much. I've been really trying to focus on getting active. I gained like 30 pounds after my surgery. And that was on top of the 20 I put on with having kids. So I just want to be strong. I don't even care about losing weight. I just want to be strong and be able to do the things that I want to do without pain and without my joints bugging me and all that kind of stuff. And if you guys are suffering with surgically induced menopause, which I'll talk about in another episode, you'll know that that really affects weight gain. It affects, you know, your joints, and it can cause joint pain. And I've really struggled with that quite a bit. So I'm still struggling with trying to find my hormone balance. That is, I feel like, will be an ongoing struggle. I work with a doctor who specializes in hormone therapy, and we're trying out some things, so dealing with that. I am 2 years later, I am still going to pelvic floor physiotherapy every 2 weeks, and I probably will forever. Pelvic floor physiotherapy has been kind of a lifesaver for quieting my system, quieting the tissue in my pelvis that seems just really reactive and gets really tight and sore and causes me pain. So I go every 2 weeks to pelvic floor physiotherapy. Hopefully over time I'll be able to stretch that out. But like I had one pelvic floor physiotherapist tell me, you know, you just might need to be one of those people who checks in once a month to get kind of back to an even playing field. And I'm okay with that. If that can keep the pain at bay, that's great. I've done a lot of acupuncture over the last 2 years to help deal with the pain. The pain that I was experiencing after my radical hysterectomy, not a lot of things touched it. So I tried a whole bunch of medications. They really just made me really fuzzy and didn't do much to actually help with the pain. I ended up doing some nerve blocks with a pain specialist here, and that really had a big impact. But then as the pain kind of started to subside a little bit, switched that over to acupuncture, and that made a world of difference. So I'd highly recommend that if you're struggling with pain, to check out an acupuncturist that maybe specializes with gynecological stuff, because mine was a godsend. I also see a sports therapy physiotherapist because I have a history of some injuries from soccer. And when I found that after my hysterectomy, all of those injuries just kind of flared up. And as my pelvis and scar tissue kind of tightened and everything got out of whack, my hips started really bothering me. And I've had lots of hip issues since then. So I see a sports therapy physiotherapist to help me with that. And I see her every few weeks, depending on kind of what I need. I can kind of depends on if I hurt myself or not, then I'll go and see her. I also see a chiropractor regularly. So I do all of the things, and I'm not saying you have to do all of the things. If that's not your thing, then great. It just is what has worked for me and what has kind of kept me going. But again, I used to play soccer. I have lots of old injuries that I've had to deal with, and that seemed to they all kind of got worse after I went into menopause and after the surgery, whether that's from being inactive or not. I don't really know, but I kind of have this whole team of people that I utilize to help keep me going. And I'm really happy to say that my pain is very minimal these days. Like I said, still have the occasional bit of pain, and I work through it mostly with my pelvic floor physiotherapist, but we're really focusing on getting me stronger now. So 2 years in, couple surgeries later, I'm focused on getting stronger. So what does that mean? It means starting to incorporate some weights, because if you are in menopause, you need to focus on weights. If you're more prone to osteoporosis, weights should be a really important part of your activity level. So trying to get some more strength, building strength. I have no core strength. I have like none. So we're talking like baby steps, like bridges, clamshells, really, really basic stuff to start building some abdominal strength and strengthen my pelvis. And that's with the guidance of my pelvic floor physiotherapist and my sports therapy physiotherapist. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at 2 years later, trying to be more active. I want to get out and do lots of hiking and biking with my kids this summer. I walk. I can't run yet, and I'm hoping I will be able to at some point, but I just don't have the pelvic floor strength to run. And it's not that I just pee myself or something like that when I run. It's that I get like incredible back and hip pain if I start to push myself too much in that avenue. So I walk a lot. I walk 3 to 4 times a week, if not more. I started doing some online like races, like virtual races where you just sign up and you get fun medals and stuff like that. And that's been really good for motivating me. I need a lot of motivation. I'm really working on improving my nutrition so that I can, again, I just want to be healthier. I don't want to be, 50 and sitting on the couch and not able to run around with my kids like I want to. So that's what I'm focusing on. I really want to also just pass along how important it is to take care of yourself and focus on that wellness piece, and that's really what I'm going to be focusing on. So some of the things I'm going to be talking about in later episodes are menopause after hysterectomy and finding balance with your hormones and kind of how I've dealt with that. Another episode I'm going to do is dealing with scars, both physical and mental, and pain management after surgery, what worked, what hasn't worked, and where I'm at with that. And I'm open to ideas. If you guys want to hear some more stuff, please leave a comment below about what you'd like to see me video about, or what you'd like to know about for your own journey. And again, I'm just going to kind of focus on where I'm going, where my wellness is at, trying to find strength and balance in my life, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps this video get seen by more people. And thank you guys for inspiring me to do more of these videos just by watching. So thanks so much. Love you. Mwah.
I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I will not feel bad today. I'll be happy if I want to. I will be the sun. I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay.